Okay. Thank you for the introduction. Um, like she said, I'm a graduate from DCC, and I'm here to talk about my experience, my personal experience that I've taken away from having a cyber club active at your college or high school, any educational campus. The club, I did a big career change in my experience. I'm 42, and my previous job, I was in production, and I've always been, computer savvy. So I had an opportunity to do a career change in my life. So I took that opportunity, went back to school. I went to DCC and done the cyber program out there, the uh, network engineer, cyber specialization, and graduated this year with that. And while I was there, the club, we had the Cyber Nights Club. We That really helped me evolve and learn more what a club offers and what the program was more about. Because if it weren't for the club, really, I wouldn't know as much as I would now. It opened doors for me with the other participants in the club. Uh, it gave us common talking ground to come to and discuss new technologies, new tools out there, just new stuff that deals with the cyber field. And a lot of the students, is coming into this field that they were new to this and didn't know that cybersecurity branches out to different things. It's just not cybersecurity. You got like data analysts and pen testers. You got different fields of your cybersecurity stuff, forensics, and um, so that it opens doors for them with that. And while I was in the club, we participated in a lot of CTF challenges. One of them that we did was the National Cyber League, the NCL. And my personal experience from that was the first year doing that on the online. Uh, it was really helpful because they had a gym, and it showed you several different ways to do these challenges and solve these challenges and use the tools for that. So that helped me out. And then later in the year, we went to another competition in person with VMI, the Virginia Military Institute, the cyber range holds there. And the first year I was there, I was a observer. I didn't participate, but I got to kind of like watch and observe what was going on and how everything took place, because that was a whole new world for me. And that helped me out. So the next year after that, I actually participated in the competition and still come away from there knowing, so learning a whole lot of information, learning new techniques, new tools, how to solve these challenges, and how to do these CTFs and go approach them in different ways. So that I come out of there with that knowledge too. And so also being in the club, you know it, I was one of these people that when I kind of learned something and found new information about technology, I took it upon myself to go back and research myself on my own time on this stuff. So like I built, I've done these little gadgets that I've made with Raspberry Pis and stuff like that. So that has opened up doors for me too. Being in this club, it just wasn't about going to school, learning this, learning that. Having a club and participating in the club really, I took away tons of knowledge from it. And also in the club, we've got a network set up there at the school for the students. They can log into Kali Linux VM machines and learn how to navigate through Kali Linux and learn that operating system. And so it's just a big opportunity for students to learn more and take more away from their school experience, excuse me, or college experience is by participating in their cyber club or having a cyber club at the school. So on that note, that's really all I can come with out of this. I did do a pre-recorded video of more, of what we do, and showcasing the CTF that we've created at our own campus, that we given students the chance to create their own challenges and implement them in our own CTF there that we host at our school for the students to like practice on and learn on. So when the students actually, you know, get to take part in something like that and create challenges themselves to put on our own CTF, you know, and they'll stay on there forever. And that will give the students a better opportunity to learn like the back end of this stuff too, to learn, you know, how these challenges evolve and how they work and how they are put together. So that also helps out with that. But yeah, like I said, I did a pre-recorded video. If anybody wants to check that out, I showcase, I think, a couple challenges from our CTF on there. Some easy ones. I didn't want to, you know, do too much of the challenges and give some answers away to people, but but that's it. That's all I really have. If you have any questions, I can more than happy to take them right now. You know, my time won't but 15 minutes, so that's it.
Travis, can you address the question I put to you about what do you think the most important thing a student gets from being in a club like that? I know you did it online, but I don't know if everybody's had a chance to look at the questions.
Oh, yeah. So the let's see what you asked me. All right. All right, yeah. So what do you think the most important thing the student gets from the club? From me, well, I answered from this, and this was asked by Dawn. Being able to come together and collaborate on topics of interest. You know, people that's got the same interests, they tend to click better together. From my personal experience, you know, coming out of meetings, you coming out with new knowledge too. So yeah, that's one of the most important things is the collaboration between people, learning how to work as a team too. That brings and builds team building. And that's what I'm seeing now is real important in today's workforce. And really any job workforce now, they stress a lot of team building. And there's a lot of team building exercises that's out there to help with that. So yeah, so being able to take that away from the club is very important.
Travis, can you explain what the differences were when you were on the observer team versus actually being on the floor, being on the competition team? Can you kind of, from your perspective, what were some of the interesting, what was interesting from being the observer to being on the other team?
Okay, so like when I was my first year at the VMI competition, when I was observing, you know, I didn't it wasn't as stressful. I don't want to say that it wasn't as stressful, you know, because you're just watching and kind of taking everything in. But the difference I would have to say for me, you know, really is, you know, observing, we did get to participate some. You know, they had a observer challenges set up for you to participate in, and you know, and it was like, you know, really, if you got it, you got it. If you didn't, you didn't. But when you were competing, you know, you were really wanting to, you know, nail those challenges. So you were really wanting to go in there with as much as knowledge as possible. So practice before that was really important for me too. You know, going right before the challenge was, you know, practicing and trying to understand some of the stuff that could be possible on the CTF challenge. And some of the, my strong points with some of the topics, you know, of the CTF categories that they have was like cryptography, steganography, web analysts, log files, you know, stuff like that. So I noticed that, you know, you really had to kind of like have a strong area in something and go with that strong area. And each individual of the team, if each individual of that team had a particular strong area, that was, you know, they would tackle those challenges first. So myself just competing in it was different from that perspective. More, you know, going into it with more stuff on your mind, you know, just mentally preparing yourself for the stuff.
You had and also had a question in chat that just came up. What challenges do you face running a club?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So our club, most clubs, our club is ran by the students pretty much. We have an election process. I'm the vice president. I was the vice president of our cyber club. But we have an election process from the president, vice president, secretary, and so forth. The challenges that I think that we have, and I think a lot of clubs probably face, is getting it out there, like advertisement, really. Advertisement for the school, for the students, that you need to advertise, because a lot of people sometimes don't even know there is a club. So advertisement is one of the challenges, trying to get people more involved and bring people into the club that are, savvy in this field with technology and cybersecurity. So the people that's in the club, really, that they're there, they want to learn it. They wouldn't be there if they didn't want to learn. So it's just trying to get that interesting factor in there for them to grab their interest. So for like me, I started learning pen test tools with, I don't know if y'all have heard of that company, Hack5. I ordered all their stuff, really. The Wi-Fi Pineapple, the Bash Bunny, the rubber duckies, the OMG cable, the charging cable now that uses as a malicious access point in somebody's computer. You can take control of their computer by a charging cable. But I brought some of those tools in to showcase them to some of the students there in the club, and you could see where that grabbed their interest too. So, being able to also have hands-on and able to see this stuff in action really helps out with the, bringing more kids in and more students into that program, because word of mouth, they'll go back and be like, hey, we just seen this dude hack this, or we just seen this dude set up a fake access point and trick people logging in, and it gets their attention with that and gets them into that field so they can discover more possibilities in the cybersecurity realm. Thank you. Engagement is one of our challenges. Yes, expensive. But any other questions? And anybody else that want to or comments or anything that y'all might face, or if y'all have a club and doing something, shoot it out here to me, because I got a couple more minutes. My email should be out there. If anybody wants to get in touch with me, ask me more questions about the setup and how we got our CTF set up there at the school. We're using that CTFD platform. It's very user friendly, and I'm running it through a Docker container. And that's stuff that I've learned on my own too through the club. Having this club is I went and done my own research on, they got all these free services that Docker has, Microsoft, Amazon Web Services. You can get free services, like free accounts for to try their cloud platforms. I took it upon myself to do that, and I learned how to use some of those services on my own time, setting up Docker containers, running Docker containers, pulling images from Docker. It's just something that I took interest in, and it's just something the club brought for me. What I took out from being in this club. Like I said, I took away so much knowledge from being in this, and other people telling me stuff and showing me things at the club meetings. So, but that's anybody else have anything they want to talk, say, questions? Just getting ready to wrap up here in about a minute.